Good morning, sir. Mitra, mere pyare. Test was shown. So, in the last class, we have done with the fema. Which ma? Let us revise the concept of the fema once. है ना बच्चों? Fema will be around, you can get 8 marks. 8 to 10 marks in the exam. Its weightage will be. Done, beta? Yeah. So, its average weightage will be 8 marks to 10 marks in the exam. FEMA is once upon a time it is part of the CA final and shifted to CA Inter subsequently, especially 2 years back. है ना बच्चों? So what this FEMA? FEMA deals with what? FEMA deals with what is the need for the FEMA? Why this act came into existence? Let us understand the purpose of the act, interpretation of the act, why this act is drafted in India. This act is drafted to regulate the globalization of the capital. Globalization of the capital, which means investments. Indian want to make investment in the foreign, or foreigner want to make investment in the India, or the free trade across the globe. That means to regulate the foreign investments, and to regulate the foreign trade, this act came into existence. Purpose of the FEMA, two purposes beta. To regulate the foreign investment and foreign trade. You want to buy something from the foreign, you want to sell something to foreign, उसको बोलते हैं trade. Indian want to make investment in the foreign, foreigners want to make investment in India, इसको बोलते हैं investment. ये तो बैलेंस शीट आइटम है, ये तो P&L आइटम है बेटा, ये तो कैपिटल अकाउंट है, ये तो करंट अकाउंट है. To regulate the capital account, to regulate the current account, to regulate the investments, to regulate the trading, buying and selling, and investing here and investing there, this act came into existence. The same thing is there. If you, to facilitate the cross-border trade, buying and selling, current account, and cross-border capital. What is the meaning of capital? Investments. Foreigners want to invest in Indian companies, Indians want to invest in the foreign companies. So capital account beta. Then same thing. That is to regulate the foreign trade and to regulate the foreign investments. This way this act came into existence. Before the FEMA we used to have the FERA. Different between the FEMA and FERA. FERA used to restrict. Don't come here, I don't want to come there. Indians don't want, they said foreigner don't come to India, I don't want to go to foreign also. इसको बोलते हैं FERA. Here, if there is any non-comprehensive, तो criminal case है बेटा. Which case है? Criminal case. In case of the FERA, old act. Now FEMA came. Which act came बेटा? FERA. And FEMA. It is restricting the foreign exchange. It is managing the foreign exchange. Here, cases are the criminal cases better. If you are violating the any this FERA, it is a civil case. Which case better? It is a civil case. Then so FERA used to explain Indians should not go foreign, foreigners should not come to India. But we said we can. FEMA said we can go there, they can come here, but subject to some conditions. Then so there is a difference between the FERA and the FEMA. So because of the liberalization Indian economy, liberalizing means free trade. Which trade beta? Free trade. Because of the liberalization scheme of the government of India, so allowing the foreign trade and foreign investments in India and outside India also. So there is a increased cash flows to India and from India to outside. So we have to regulate this foreign exchange. That's why FEMA came into existence. This came into existence from the 1st June 2000. 1st June. Before FEMA, strict rules used to be there beta. We should not go there, they should not come here. There is no foreign exchange is involved much. But because of the FEMA, because of the liberalized scheme of the government of India, we can go there, they can come here. So there is a free flow of the foreign exchange. To regulate this foreign exchange, this act came into existence on the 1st June 2000. Clear है बेटा? समझ में है ना बच्चों? Next, features of the FEMA. So the total history of that summary of the whole FEMA is explained by this page beta. What it will be there? What will be there in the FEMA? It regulates the transactions between the residents and the non-residents. Residents and non-resident. So resident want to go to foreign, or foreigner non-resident want to come to India. Then beta, to regulate the transaction between the residents and non-residents, this act came into existence. And investments in India by the non-residents. If bahar wale want to make investment in India, this act will regulate. And otherwise, overseas investments by the Indian citizens. And Indian is there, beta, he want to make investment in the foreign. So if foreigner want to make investment in India, if Indian want to make investment in foreign, this act is there for regulation. Then not for restriction. Yes, you can come, I can go there also. And this one is very, very important, beta. Freely permissible transactions, current account transactions. Which transactions, beta? Current account transactions. So in the FEMA, three topics are very, very important. One is the resident status, other one is the current account, other one is the capital account transactions. So this act deals with the trading activities. Which activities? Current account transactions are freely available. Freely. And Reserve Bank of India and central government can control the capital account transactions. Which transactions? Capital account transactions related to investments, related to and requirements of the relation of the export proceeds and repatriation getting back to India. So if you're selling something to foreign, this is not till here only in our CA enter covered. Till here CA enter covered. From here it is covered in the CA final beta. So repatriation means coming back. If you're selling something to foreign, you're exporting something to foreign, so you have to bring the dollars to India. You have to give it to authorized person. इसको बोलते हैं requirements of relation of the export. That means you have to bring back the export proceeds and give it back to authorized person, convert it into Indian currency. You're exporting to America. American will give you dollars. Bring the dollars to India, give it to government of India. Government of India will give you cash. So how to do that? Within how many days we have to bring it back? That is the requirement of relation of the export proceeds and repatriation to India. And dealing in the foreign exchange through authorized person. So he is authorized by the Reserve Bank of India to convert Indian currency into foreign currency into Indian currency. Then so only this guy is a filter for converting the Indian currency into foreign currency into Indian currency. That can, this authorized person may be authorized dealer, money changer, or the offshore banking unit. Then yes or no, sir. Next, adjudication of and compounding of the offences. If you're doing any something fault under this act, so how to adjudicate the court proceedings under this FEMA, not covered in our syllabus. And appeals and investigations also covered by this act. This is the summary of the whole. And but a Companies Act is governed by the MCA and ROC, Ministry of Corporate Affairs and ROC. But FEMA is governed by the RBI along with the ED, Director of Enforcement. Director of the Enforcement, very powerful person beta. In the law, ED means very, very powerful person. MCA means Minister of Corporate Affairs. Companies Act is regulated by the ROC and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and FEMA Act is governed, regulated, managed by the Reserve Bank of India and also the Director of Enforcement. Clear beta? ये MCQ में आने का chance है beta. Next, what we are studying is not the FEMA Act. It is FEMA law, Foreign Exchange Management Law. Foreign Exchange Management Law, because it consists of the Foreign Exchange Management Law. It contains what we're studying is includes act, it includes rules, it includes regulations, it includes notifications, it includes circulars, it includes master directions, it includes frequently asked questions, it includes case laws. That's why it is FEMA Act కాదు అసలు ఏ కాదు ఎల్ FAML Foreign Exchange Management Law. Yes or no, sir? Clear na? And rules are notified by the Ministry of the Finance through Government of India. Rules, regulations are given by the Reserve Bank of India. MCQ में आने का चांस है बेटा ऐसा वाला. So in this act we are going to cover the, in this law we are going to cover the FEMA Act, FEMA rules, FEMA regulations, FEMA notifications, FEMA circulars, directions given by Government of India, and also the frequently asked questions including the case laws. not covered in our syllabus, caseless, covered in the CA final level. Done na beta? And these rules are given by the Ministry of the Finance, Government of India. These regulations are given by the Reserve Bank of India. ये MCQ में आने का chance है बेटा. Done. Next, in this act, in the FEMA, we are having the 7 schedules, 7 chapters. How many chapters beta? And we are having the 49 sections, but we will cover up to section 6 only. Section 6 in CA enter level. So remaining section we will be covering in the CA final. मित्रों मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, preamble. Preamble means summary of the whole act. Summary of the whole act. If someone is asking, tell me the whole act in one line, उसको बोलते हैं preamble. So the act aims to consolidate and amend the law relating to foreign exchange with the objective of the facilitating the external trade and external payments. This act is there to facilitate the external payments. If you want to make the foreign payments, it must be done through the authorized person. And promoting the order development of the forex market. Which market? Forex market in India. If you're selling something out, if you're selling something to outside, so we will get the foreign exchange. If you're buying something from the outside, we have to pay the foreign exchange. To regulation of the foreign exchange, this act is there. Next, extent and applicability of the act. MCQ में आने का chance है बेटा. First section बेटा, section 1 of the act. This act applicable to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. This act is applicable to, ये important है बेटा, बहुत important, very very important. Already I wrote here. This act also applicable to branches, offices, agencies outside India owned, controlled by person resident in India. What does it mean? For example, this is India. This is America. In America, one branch is there. In America, one office is there. In America, one agency is there. It is controlled by Ramesh in India. It is controlled by Ramesh. So, branch is in the America, office in the America. For this branch also, this FEMA act is applicable. This act is applicable to Ramesh, who is staying in India. In America, one branch is there. But this branch is controlled by whom beta? Indian. For this branch, for this office, for this agency also act will be applicable. So this act will be applicable to all the branches, offices, agencies outside India, controlled or owned by person resident in India. And also any contravention made thereunder, any contravention thereunder committed outside India by person resident to whom this act is applicable. So this branch, this office, this agency doing something fault in the America relating to foreign exchange, relating to India, this act will be applicable. Then in the foreign, Ramesh or this branch or this office, if this agency committing any contravention of this act, penalty will be applicable under this act. Then so this act is applicable to whole of India, applicable to every branch or office, agency outside India, owned and controlled by the Indians. This act is came into force from the 1st June 2000. 1st June. Next, who is the authorized person? Definitions better. Section 1 is completed. Section 2, it contains the definitions. Contains the first definition is the authorized person. Which person? Authorized. So, Reserve Bank of India is authorizing a person to convert the rupees into dollars, rupees into euros, rupees into pounds. This person may be authorized dealer, he may be a money changer, or he may be a offshore banking. This guy can convert the rupee into dollar or dollar into rupee. We have to give the rupees to authorized person. He will convert into dollar or euro or pound or some other foreign exchange. Then without this guy, we should not do anything in India. If you want dollars, give the rupees to this guy, he will give the dollars. If you are having a dollars, give the dollars to this guy, he will give the rupees. So he may be authorized dealer, money changer, offshore banking unit, or any other person for the time being authorized under section 10 to deal in foreign security and foreign exchange. Then we should convert only through this guy. इसको बोलते हैं authorized person. Next one is the capital account transaction. Very very important in this chapter. Star, superstar. Capital account transaction, which means which alters the assets and liabilities including contingent liabilities outside India of a person resident in India. Of a person resident in India. That means, for example, this is India. Ramesh is there in India. He's a person resident in India. Person resident in India. And this is America. Ramesh is going outside. That is, he is going to America. He is purchasing the asset. Purchasing the asset. Or taking the loan. That is creating the liability. For Indian, outside India, what is created? Asset is created or liability is created. इसको बोलते हैं capital account transaction. Indian balance sheet affected outside India. Otherwise, asset or liability in India of a person resident outside India. That means this is America. Anthony from America. He came to India. He came to India. And in India, he is creating the asset or he is creating the liability. ये भी कैपिटल एसेट ट्रांजैक्शन. दैट मीन्स इंडियन का बैलेंस शीट बाहर इफेक्ट हो रहा और बाहर वाले का बैलेंस शीट इंडिया में इफेक्ट हो रहा. फॉर इंडियन, outside asset is created, liability is created. That means he's buying a land or is taking the loan. Or foreigner in India creating the loan or creating the asset. इसको बोलते हैं capital account transaction. Otherwise it is a current account transaction. Till now clear है बेटा? Authorized person means he is authorized to convert the rupees into foreign currency. Foreign currency into rupees. This guy may be an authorized dealer, like five-star hotel. For example, Taj Banjara is there, Taj Krishna is there, Taj Vivanta is there. So foreigners will come. So they have foreign exchange. They will give it to the authorized that for Taj Banjara. Taj Banjara will give him Indian rupees. Then he's an authorized dealer. Money changes will be there in the main road. And offshore banking units. These are the banks authorized by the RBI. This bank can convert the rupees into dollar, dollar into rupee. Next one, currency. Definition of currency. This definition is very, very important. Currency is not that much important. Currency includes currency notes, postal orders, money orders, checks, draft, traveler checks, letter of credit, bills of exchange, promise note, or any other cards. इसको बोलते हैं currency. And currency note includes currency coins and also the notes. Done. Next. Current account transaction, very important beta. Capital account and current account is very, very important. So what is a current account transaction? Which will affecting your P&L account. Which will affecting your P&L account. इसको बोलते हैं current account transaction. Affecting your balance sheet, capital account. Asset is created, liability is created. Capital account. Asset is not created, liability is not created. वो तो उसको बोलते हैं current account transaction beta. So what is a current account transaction? Means a transaction other than the capital account transaction, which is not a capital account transactions. Sir, give me some examples for the current account transaction. You should remember better. He will give any of this statement. He will ask for current account or capital account. It's all about remembering of the transactions. In the whole active, you will be having nearly 50 transactions. Current account to capital account sub milke. If you remember every transaction, 10 marks will be in your pockets. So current account transaction means other than the capital account transactions, like payments in the due connection, payments in due connection with foreign trade, other than the current business services, short-term banking, trade facilities in the ordinary course of business. Simply better, payments in the ordinary course of business. Payments in the ordinary course of business. Ganesh is there. He regularly purchases the goods from the foreign. He will sell in India. So we have to make a payment to the foreign supplier. वो डेली धंधा है बेटा. किसका धंधा है? डेली धंधा. We have to make the payment in the ordinary course of business for current account transaction. Otherwise, you're taking the exam में आया. Short-term banking. You're taking the loan from the outside for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. A current account. You're taking the loan for the 3 years, 2 years. Capital account. So short-term banking in the ordinary course of business and payments in the ordinary course of business. Next, payment due as interest on loans or net income from the investment. If you're making the investment in the America, you're paying a building in the America investment, capital account. Every month you're getting the rent, current account, and you're taking the loan from America, capital account. On that loan you have to make the pay interest every month, current account. So payments due as interest and income from the investments. समझ में बेटा? Interest अर्थ interest or the income. Yeah. So first one, payments in the ordinary course of business and short term financing. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. For current account transaction, and you have to pay interest on the loan, or you have to get the income from the investment. Both are the current account transactions. Next, remittances for living expense of the parents, spouse, and children. Ganesh is there, their parents, their spouse, their children is outside, so he's sending the money every month. Current account or capital account? Current account transaction. Expenses in connection with foreign travel. You want to go outside for the trip, 1 week trip in the America. So government will allow you, government will restrict you, they will allow you. So foreign travel, foreign education. So you want to go to America for the MBA, and you are going to America for the medical care of you, your spouse, your parents, and your children. ये पूरा क्या है बेटा? Current account transactions. Which transactions? One more time बेटा. So payments in the ordinary course of business or short-term financing, or the interest on the loans, income from the investments, and remitting the living expense of the parents, children, and spouse, and foreign travel, foreign education, and foreign medical care of parents, spouse, children is a current account transaction. Which transaction, sir? बोलो बच्चों. Export means taking out of India any goods, taking out of India any services. If you're taking outside any goods or any services, इसको बोलते हैं export. And import means bringing into India. Import means bringing into India any goods or any services. Next, foreign currency means other than Indian currency, other than Indian currency. And definition of person. Person includes individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, and any other AOP, artificial judicial person, and any agency, office, branch owned and controlled by such a person. One office is in America, that office is controlled by the Indian. So that office also a person. That office also a person. Next, foreign exchange karte beta. Which exchange? Foreign exchange means foreign currency, and includes deposits, credits, balances payable in the foreign currency. DD, traveler checks, letter of credits drawn in India, payable outside India. DD is drawn in India, payable outside India, or ulta. DD is that DD, traveler checks, letter of credits drawn outside India, payable in India. ये पूरा क्या आता है बेटा? ये पूरा बोलते हैं foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means foreign currency. It includes any deposits, credits payable in foreign currency, and also any instruments drawn outside India, payable in India. Any instrument drawn in India, payable outside India. ये पूरा बोलते हैं foreign exchange. Which exchange? Till now clear है बच्चों? Next, this one is very important. Person resident in India देखेंगे बेटा. Next, person resident outside India ये देखेंगे बेटा. Person resident outside India means who is not a resident in India. Who is not a बाहर वाले को बोलते हैं person resident outside India. Transfer. If you are selling the building outside, being an Indian, you are having a building in the foreign, you are selling that. So transferring that. Transfer includes sale, purchase, exchange, mortgage, pledge, gift, loan, and any other form of transfer of right, title, possession or lien. इसको बोलते हैं transfer. And very one important topic is beta, that is the person resident in India. Person resident in India. VIMP. Person resident in India is two types beta. For individuals, for other than individuals. Individual means natural person, other than individual means artificial person, like company, branch, etc, etc, etc. A person is said to be person resident in India if he is staying more than 182 days in the previous financial year. In the last financial year, if he is staying 182 days or more, you are said to be a resident, otherwise non-resident. but does not include. Generally, if you're staying more than 182 days in the previous year, you are resident, otherwise non-resident. But following are the non-residents kada beta. But does not include a person who has gone out of India, who is going out of India, or who stays outside India. You are going outside India for employment. Ganesh is going to America for employment. Will he come back very soon? Employment means 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So resident or non-resident? Non-resident. So Ganesh is going to America for doing the business, or vocation. Vocation means profession beta. Service are there, vocation bolte, goods are there, business is there. So if you are going to America for doing the business we will do 1 week or 3 weeks or years? Years. So what is his intention? He don't want to come back. So he's going to America. Ganesh is Indian, going to America for doing the employment. Resident or non-resident? Non-resident. And going to America for doing the business. Resident or non-resident? Non-resident. And Ganesh is going to America for how many days? For uncertain period. Which period beta? Non-resident. So if Indian going outside India for employment, for business, for uncertain period, he will be non-resident. He will be. So generally, person resident in India means who is staying more than 182 days, more than in the previous financial year. But if Indian going outside India for employment, for business, or for uncertain period, he will be non-resident. He will be. In the same way, a person who has come to India, came to India, for example, Anthony is there from America. Anthony from United States of America. He came to India for 1 week trip. Resident or non-resident? Non-resident. He will go. Anthony from America came to India. For job, for employment in India. Employment means not 1 week, 3 week. No, beta. He will stay in India for many years. Resident or non-resident? Resident. American came to India for doing the business in India. Business we will not do for 1 week. No, beta. Resident or non-resident? Resident. And foreigner came to India for uncertain period. We don't know when he will live. Resident or non-resident? Resident. If Indian going America, if Indian going outside for employment to job and uncertain period, he will be non-resident. He will be foreigner coming to India for employment, for business, or for any uncertain period, that American will be resident in India as per FEMA. As per, till now clear. Next. Other than the natural person, if it is an artificial person, when he is said to be resident, any person or body corporate registered in India, if a company is registered in India, he is a person resident in India. One company is there, that company is registered in India, so is a person resident in India. Or branch, office, branch, agency in India controlled by the person resident outside India. Person resident outside India. For example, beta, in India, branch is there, office is there, agency is there. This branch, this office, this agency is controlled by a person resident outside India. So this is America. So American is controlling the branch in India. So this branch is the person resident in India. Otherwise, in America, one office is there, branch is there, agency is there, but this office branch is controlled by the person resident in India. Yes sir, no sir. So Ramesh is controlling the branch in the office, office in the America, branch in the America, or agency in the America. So this branch is a person resident in India. Or this American also person resident in India because he's controlling this branch here. Then so all these branches are the person residents in India. Once again, final time. So a person is set to be, very important beta, a person is set to be resident in India, not being a natural person. If it is formed in India, if it is registered in India, branch, office, agency in India, controlled by the foreigner, all these three branches are person residents in India. And when Indian is there, he is forming a branch, office, agency outside India. So this branch, office, agency will be person resident in India itself. In the same way, Indian is going outside India. Indian is said to be a person resident in India if he's staying more than 1 year 2 days in India. But Indian going outside for employment or job for uncertain period, he will be non-resident because he will go there. He will not. His intention is not to come back soon. Foreigner is coming to India for employment or business or uncertain. He will be resident in India. Till now clear, I hope. Done. Next. While deciding the residential status of the person, we will not consider the citizenship. I am Anthony, born in India. He is an American citizen, but came to India for doing the business in India. Resident or non-resident? Resident, because staying in India. Next. Section 1 is complete. Section 2 is complete. Section 3. We should not deal in foreign currency, deal in foreign exchange. That means conversion. That means conversion. So I should not take the foreign currency to give the Indian rupees. Who can do that? Only authorized person. And we should not make the foreign payments. No payment in foreign exchange. No payment in foreign exchange. And restrictions on the receipts. No receipts in foreign exchange. And restrictions on the acquisition of assets. Not to acquire foreign assets unless it is authorized by the law, unless it is through authorized person. As per section 3, generally we should not deal in foreign exchange, we should not make the payments in foreign exchange, we should not receive the payments in foreign exchange, we should not acquire foreign exchange or foreign asset unless through authorized person, unless by complying the provisions of this act. Then last time beta, so no person shall deal in or transfer any foreign exchange or foreign security not being authorized person. Don't convert Indian rupees into foreign currency into Indian rupees unless you're authorized person. And not to make the payment to or for credit of the person resident outside India. So not to make the payments in the foreign exchange, not to receive the payments in the foreign exchange other than the authorized person, and not to acquire in the foreign exchange. Till now clear? No dealings, no payments, no receipts, no acquisitions in the foreign exchange otherwise than through authorized person, otherwise than act. So he is giving for example for the above 4 in IC material. Go through once. Next, the above transaction may be carried out as per the act with the general and special permission of the Reserve Bank of India. Next, holding of the foreign exchange. Generally, person resident in India who staying in India should not acquire, should not acquire, should not hold, should not own, should not possess, should not transfer foreign exchange, foreign security, foreign immovable property situated outside India. You are Indian, don't deal with foreign exchange, foreign security, foreign immovable property which is situated outside India unless you are authorized by Reserve Bank of India or central government. Then next, very important sir, two topics bachga in this topic. One is the current account transaction, other one is the capital account transaction. What is a current account transaction? Current account transaction means other than capital account transactions. It includes payments in the ordinary course of business, short-term banking in the ordinary course of business, exam beta, and payment of interest, income from the investments, remittance of the living expense of the parents, spouses, children residing outside India. Already we have discussed in the definition. And expenses relating to foreign travel, foreign education, foreign medical trade, care of the parents, spouse, and children. Generally, these are permitted. Generally, current account transactions are permitted. They are not prohibited. You can take the money from the authorized person for current account transaction. AP means authorized person. Clear, beta? CG can also keep the restrictions on the current account transactions. Generally permitted. You can get the money from the authorized person for current account transactions. CG can also keep some restrictions. So restrictions are of 3 types, beta. Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3. Schedule 1 is the prohibited CATs, current account transactions. Schedule 2, you can do this current account with approval of the CG. Schedule 3, you can do with approval of the Reserve Bank of India. Done? Let's start with one by one, beta. Yeah, so let us start with restrictions on the current account transactions. It is a how many types, sir? 3 types. How many types? 1 second. So prohibited current account transactions, current account transaction with approval of the CG, current account with approval of the RBI. First one, very very important, sir. Prohibited current account transactions. First one is the lottery winnings. You are winning something in the America. You are participating in the lottery in the America. You are winning some amount. Then you want to bring it back to India. You give those dollars to authorized person, but AP said, sorry sir, we will not give you Indian currency because that is prohibited. Next, income from the racing and riding. You are doing some racing outside. You're winning that race. You're getting some money foreign exchange. You can't get it back to India. Next, purchase of the lottery tickets and banned magazines. Few magazines which are banned, and prescribed football pools. Football pool means rugby kind of the game. In India, cricket is famous. In many countries, football is famous. So football pools and sweepstakes is kind of the casino. So all these things foreign exchange will not be allowed. And payment of commission on the exports made through equity investment in the joint venture or wholly owned subsidiary outside India. So commission for investing in the foreign subsidiary. In Tata Motors is there, they're having a subsidiary in the America. To invest in that foreign subsidiary, so you want to make some commission. Foreign exchange is not allowed. Next, remittance of the dividends by company to which dividend balance is applicable. Dividend balancing means one company is there, Tata Motors is there, they're making the export to foreign country, they're getting the, since they're exporting, they're having the $10,000. How many dollars beta? $10,000. Dividend should not exceed $10,000. उसको बोलते हैं dividends balancing. Dividends payable should not exceed $10,000. है ना बेटा? So उसको बोलते हैं dividends balancing. So remittance dividends by way of the remittance of the dividends, foreign exchange is not allowed. And commission on exports made under the rupee state credit route, which means it's an agreement between the India and Russia. So for this agreement of, for the making the payment for this rupee state credit policy also, foreign exchange is not allowed, but it is allowed up to 10% of the invoice value in case of the export of the coffee and tobacco. Payment related to callback service also, foreign exchange is not allowed. And interest income on the non-resident special rupee account also, foreign exchange is not allowed. इसको बोलते हैं prohibited current account transactions. First one is the lottery winnings, racing, riding, lottery tickets, prescribed magazines, football pools, sweepstakes, and commission on the exports for the investment in the wholly owned subsidiary, dividend balancing, and rupee state credit policy, callback services, non-resident special rupee account. For all these transactions, foreign exchange is not allowed. Second one, it is allowed with approval of the central government. The first one is the cultural tours. So if you want to go for the America for making the cultural dance like Bharatanatyam and etc. So foreign exchange is allowed, but you have to take the permission of the Ministry of the Human Resource Development. Next, advertisement in the foreign print media other than the advertisement of the tourism and the foreign investments. So we want to advertise about our class in the America, Times of America, Times of New York. So foreign exchange is allowed, but we have to take the permission of the Minister of the Finance. Next, remittance of the foreign of the freight of the vessel chartered by the public sector undertaking. So you are transporting something through the vessel chartered by the PSU. So for freight charges is allowed, but you have to take the permission of the Ministry of the Surface Transport. Surface means above the water. Payment of import through the ocean transport by Government of India or PSU on CAF basis. CAF means cost, insurance, and freight basis. Ministry of the Surface is required. Multimodal transport operators, we want to make the payment. So you same shipping companies, you should take the permission of the Director General of the Shipping. And remittance of the hiring charges of the transponders. If you want to telecast foreign channels in India like CNBC and any that wildlife discovery, but BBC. So you have to pay some money, some amount to that foreign channels. So for that, in foreign exchange is allowed, but you have to take the permission of the Ministry of the Information Broadcasting. And remittance of the container detention charges, that is allowed, but you have to take the permission of the Ministry of the Surface Transportation. Remittance of the prize money or the sponsorship of the sports facility abroad, allowed, but you should take the permission of the Ministry of the Human Resource. And remittance of the membership in the production and indemnity. If you want to take the foreign insurance, you should take the permission of the Ministry of the Finance. Last one is the prohibited approval with approval of the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So current account transactions allowed only by RBI. So it is two types beta, for individuals, for other than individuals. For individuals, per annum, per financial year, that is April to March, maximum US dollars 250 is allowed. Kitna beta? US dollars 250 for the financial year. So for following is sub milke beta, that is the private visits to other country except Nepal and Bhutan, gift and donation outside, and going to abroad for the employment and immigration and maintenance of close relatives outside India, travel for business or attending the conference outside India, and expenses with medical treatment of the patient outside India, including attendant studies abroad, and any other current account transaction. Foreign exchange is allowed up to 250 US dollars. Beyond that, approval of the RBI is required. This is for the financial year beta. Clear? Next. But in case of the 478, you want to go for education outside India. The university approved 250 is not sufficient. You want to go to America for medical care, that hospital approved 250 is not sufficient. You want to go to another country, that country approved 250 is not sufficient for immigration, then you can draw the more money from the authorized person if they are authorized. Next. Other than the individuals, current account transactions with approval of the Reserve Bank of India. First one, donations. If the company in India want to make donation for the foreign educational institution, for chairs and for technical institutions, if you want to make the donation to foreign college exceeding 1% of the foreign exchange earnings during the previous 3 years or US dollars, fine, 50 lakhs, whichever is less, you have to take the approval of the Reserve Bank of India. So when companies in India like Tata Motors, they want to make the donation to college outside India exceeding 1% of the foreign earnings during the previous 3 years or 50 lakhs US dollars. Permission of RBI is required. And this one is very, very important beta. Commission per transaction to agents abroad for sale of residential flats or commercial plots in India. So in India, for example, in Tirupati, they're making a real estate project. So we want to sell these plots to Americans. We're appointing an agent. So we have to pay the commission to this agent. This agent is in America. So he is trying to sell the plots in India. So we can pay commission to this guy. It should not exceed US dollars 25,000 rupees or 5% of their investment in India. If it is exceeds, we should take the permission of the Reserve Bank of India. And remittances exceeding the US dollars 1 crore. Exceeding the 1 crore in the, for example beta, India company is there, they're taking the consultant service from the America relating to the infrastructure other than the infrastructure. If it is infrastructure, no, up to 1 crore, US dollars. If it is other than the infrastructure, is 10 lakhs beta? 10 lakhs US dollars. Beyond that, approval of the Reserve Bank of India is required. And last one beta. So if you want to reimburse the pre-incorporation expenses, maximum 5% of the investments bought in India or US dollars 1 lakh. Beyond that, approval of the Reserve Bank of India is required. इसको बोलते हैं current account transactions. Done. So a few explanations are there beta, देखेंगे. Generally, above current account transactions are freely available. I will complete. If you want to make the payments, above payments through the resident foreign currency account, permission of RBI is not required, permission of CG is not required. If you want to make the above payments through the EEFC account, that is the exchange earners foreign currency account, approval of the RBI, approval of the CG is not required. However, approval is required in two cases. If you're making the payments to P&I insurance and commission for sale of the flats in America. For these two things, permission is required even you're making the payment out of the EEFC account. Next, if you want to make the payments in foreign visit through the international credit card permission of the foreign CG and RBI is not required. In case the amount is drawn by the minor, it must be signed by the natural guardian of the minor. And the above limit 250 is for the whole family, not for the individual person. It is for the whole family, not for the individual person. And here one special concept is resident but not permanently resident in India. Resident but not permanently resident in India. It means if non-resident coming to India due to his employment up to 3 years, up to 3 years इसको बोलते हैं resident but not permanently resident. So simply non-resident is there coming to India for employment, the duration is less than the 3 years, the person is a resident but not permanently resident. If this guy coming to India, he can draw the foreign exchange up to his net salary, but this will not be applicable to the Pakistan citizens. Other than Pakistani, if any non-resident coming to India for employment in India up to 3 years, he can draw the foreign exchange for making the payments not exceeding his net salary. Done, beta? So with this, the concept of the current account transactions are completed. Then we left with the capital account transactions. We'll discuss in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. AC signing off. Take care.